Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Bella in Your Business. My name is Bella Vasta, and today I'm going to be talking about something that it's kind of the white elephant in the room. A lot of people are talking about what's happening politically. A lot of people are talking about jobs being lost or just kind of a reshuffling. And we're going to definitely just blow the lid off of it today. I started talking about it on my Facebook page, and you all loved talking about it. So that's why I decided we needed to do an entire podcast episode. But before we do that, if you could be so kind to me, if you are one of the people that I hear about all the time that are binging on Bella, that are listening to episodes or have listened to every episode, or maybe have just started, it would mean the absolute world to me and the team that helps support me get this out to you. If you just went ahead and clicked that subscribe button, a lot of you haven't done that yet. And the follow button, depending on what thing you're on. And even if you're feeling really happy, if I have provided any value to you, or I will today, if you could just provide a comment or feedback or a review, that would just be amazing. All right, let's get into today's show. The economy is shifting. There, I said it, all right? Whether you want to call it a recession or a correction or just weird times, something is happening. And maybe you're not preparing just pet sitting and dog walking business for what's coming. You might find yourself in a reality tough spot. But here's the good news. I've been through economic shifts with my own businesses and hundreds of coaching clients. And I've seen what works and definitely what doesn't work. And I'm here today to make sure that you're not just surviving, but actually thriving when others are struggling. I'm sure you've heard it many times. This is where millionaires are made. This is where opportunity happens, because the majority of people are going to be cowering in the corner, scared, living or paralyzed in fear. And you, my dear, are a jumper. You are not going to be paralyzed in fear. I'm going to keep pouring into you, just as I did in COVID and just as we did in the first recession in 2008. There's always opportunities in chaos, but for those who are paying attention and ready to adapt, there is opportunity. So get ready. I don't know where you're driving to or how much laundry you got to fold or what kind of dinner you're making tonight while you're watching, but we're going to get into it. The first thing I want to talk to you about, because there's a couple of different things. So this is the first topic, is going to be all about it's messaging and your experience. And the first things first, so we've really got to talk about the messaging. The way that you talk about your business is more important than ever. Here's the reality that no one wants to talk about. When money gets tight, people start cutting expenses. I'm sure you have, and they feel like they don't need your service. Well, guess what? You're on the chopping block. Let's be honest with ourselves, because nobody needs a dog walker or a pet sitter. All right. Not the same way that they need a roof over their head or food in their bellies. And these are discretionary expenses. But, and this is a huge but, they do need experiences. They need peace of mind. They need to feel valued. I mean, just think about it on the other side. I'm sure there's some sort of a contractor that you have in your life that you feel like you have to like work to give them money. You're like, wait, you're supposed to be like asking me to give you money, right? Like the experience is annoying, it's frustrating, you have to check up on them. It's not a desired experience. So if your messaging is stale, and that's going to really, appeal to that. I want you to think about like, well, there's a recent study actually that 70% of consumers experience personalized interactions from businesses, that they had these personalized interactions, right? They were more apt to stay with those people. And if you think about it, your clients aren't just buying a service. They're not just buying 30 minutes of your time to walk a dog. They're buying a whole entire experience of how you make them feel and perceived how that you make their dog feel, or cat or guinea pig or whatever it is. So if your messaging is stale and you're just saying, we walk dogs, we watch your pets while you're away, without making any emotional connection, then you're at serious risk for economic tightness. Here's what your messaging should focus on, okay? Because again, I'm not just going to sit here and give you problems. It should be more like, I mean, we sell peace of mind, trust, and security, right? So, like, we give you peace of mind while you're at work, knowing your fur baby isn't alone and anxious. We all know it's really them that are anxious, right? We help you enjoy your vacation without worrying about your pet's well being or your home. We make sure your senior dog gets the gentle exercise and medication they need exactly when they need it. See the differences? It's not just about an action you perform, but it's the result and how you make them feel. And often, two times, people are just posting pictures of pet faces on their Facebook feeds and on their Instagram stories, and you're missing the whole point. Your messaging is off. Okay. I was working with a pet sitter in Denver last month, and she was struggling with client retention. When we looked at her communication, everything was focused on logistics. It was very unsexy. Dates, time, services. There's nothing about like the experience, the peace of mind, casting a vision, the joy her clients experienced during her visits. We completely revamped that entire process to focus more emotionally because this is an emotional buy. And within weeks, she started to see the higher retention and even referrals from people because we were making them feel a certain kind of way. So I want you to take a hard look at your website, your social media, your emails to clients, any way that you communicate. Are you being emotional or are you connecting logistically? Are you selling an experience or just a service? Because when the budget tightens, services will get cut, but experiences people will find a way to keep. Okay? This is so huge. And I could probably stop the podcast right here today, but wait, there's more. Okay? The weakest links are going to break first. And so let's say that you are one of the jumpers who decides to focus more on experiences. Okay? What's going to happen is the the people that aren't, they're not going to make it through. And I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen time and time again. Like, it's inevitable. I don't say this to scare you and be dramatic, but I say it because I want you to be one of the ones who survive. And the first step is understanding what makes some businesses vulnerable while others remain resilient. Okay? People that grow through adversity versus get caught up in it. The SBA, Small Business Association, reported that during the last recession, the smallest businesses saw a significant drop in business, while more established small businesses remained relatively stable. This isn't about size, it's about structure, systems, and stability. So ask yourself honestly, are you still treating your business like a hobby? Are your systems solid? When I say solid, I mean you can hand me your SOPs and say, "Yep, Belle, this is how we do it." Do you have clear service policies that protect you and your clients? Are you consistent? Do you have consistent pricing that reflects your true value? Do you have contracts that are thorough and actually enforceable? Do you have insurance or proper certifications? Is it a professional brand that stands out in your market? Do you have automated systems for scheduling and billing and client communications? But not so automated that you take that experience and the personality out of it. Do you have emergency backup plans? Most of you guys do. You work as a team. If you're answering no or sort of to any of these, it's time to get really serious because when the economy shifts, clients are going to become more selective. They want to work with businesses that feel established, professional, reliable. Businesses that they don't have to ask questions, that businesses already anticipated in their experience all of their questions or their hindrances, and have anticipated and answered it before they even knew they had a question. I saw this play out with two vet businesses in the same neighborhood during the last economic slowdown. One was run like a true business, professional systems, clear communication, solid contracts. The other was more casual, flexible policies, handshake, like, yeah, whatever, you can leave me some cash on the counter. Guess which one survived? I don't even have to say it. We all know because it's not scalable. It's not like you can't have longevity with those hobby-like tendencies, and you definitely aren't gonna get anywhere with it. You're gonna be like Groundhog Day every single day, month, and year. And I don't mean that you have to have a huge company. or you need to lose your personal touch. It means that you have to be intentional about how you structure your business. Your clients need to feel like they're in good hands, especially when they're being more careful with their money. So if you've been putting off creating proper systems or tightening up your policies, do it now before you're trying to do it while also dealing with client loss and revenue drops. Hopefully, this is no jumpers. Now, let's talk about something that's given pet business owners anxiety and others a massive advantage. It's technology, specifically AI. Okay. Gone are the days of these funnels and these marketing funnels. Um, it doesn't work. You know when you're being marketed to, you know when you get a template, right? You know. And I get it because technology can be overwhelming, especially if you got into pet sitting because you love animals, not because you love software. But here's the reality: pet business owners who learn how to use technology efficiently are going to outperform those who don't, especially when the margins get tighter. Especially. AI isn't just a buzzword and something I've been talking about for months on the podcast. It is a lifeline for small business owners who are stretched thin, who are not using tools like AI powered customer service tools, automatic scheduling systems, marketing platforms, analyzing data so you can make better decisions. If you're not doing that, then you're spending your precious time and money on things that could be automated or streamlined. Did you know that businesses who automate routines can see 30 to 60% increase in efficiency? Let me tell you this: I have never had so many business owners before in my mastermind that have been in a position that they go, huh, I'm all done. I think I'll expand. And I'm like, okay, why are you going to expand? Because I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, what do you really want to do? They have gotten things done so well with cutting down time for their office manager, with cutting down time for schedules, care notes, questions from staff, all because we have implemented AI into so many parts of their business. I'm not kidding. Like I know this sounds unbelievable. I know this sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. I don't know what I have to do to show it to you because I put it all over my Instagram and my Facebook, and I show you what they say, and I show you the testimonies, and I show you the DMs that I get, and I've talked to you about it on the podcast. So again, I'm not here to convince anyone. I'm here to give you evidence, and it's your chance to believe it or not believe it. But just in line with everything I'm saying right now today in this podcast, you're going to be part of one or two groups. You're going to innovate or you're going to die. Yeah, I said it. And I probably triggered a bunch of you. And I don't mean to, but I really mean to be real. Okay. Um, when we talk about streamlining, I'm talking about smart cost cutting. When the economy tightens, many business owners panic and they just start slashing things across the board. And it's almost always a mistake. Instead, you want to be strategic. Look at what services are the most profitable. We just did that in February in the mastermind. We used AI to help us analyze a whole bunch of stuff that normally we don't analyze because we don't want to. I don't blame you. What marketing channels are actually bringing clients, and what posts, what kinds of things are you doing that's actually bringing you the most amount of traction? What expenses are truly necessary for your quality service, and which ones are nice to have? The goal isn't to cut across indiscriminatorily. It's to reallocate resources to areas that drive the most value for your business. Smart streamlining. You need to understand what truly matters to your business and your clients and focus on the resources there. I'm going to tell you, like I say this in every single podcast, because I just feel like this is a good spot to tell you. You join that mastermind, I'm going to make you your money back multiple. It's only $177 a month. And if you get in there, you do a session with me. As soon as we get in there, we get your goals and we figure out how we can get you wins immediately in that first week. I'm literally offering it up for you. Where else will someone be so crazy to be so bold to say, give me $177 and I'll give you back multiples of that? What? I don't even know what else to say about that. I really don't. So I'm going to move on to my next point: messaging. Kind of what I just did, I guess. Messaging sets you apart. I want to go deeper on messaging because it's so critical right now. When a budget tightens, being just another pet sitter or just another dog walker isn't enough. You need messaging that clearly articulates why you are the obvious choice, even when people being more selective with their money. The biggest mistake I see pet businesses make is generic messaging. They say things like, "We love pets," or "professional, reliable service," or "bonded and insured." But guess what? Everyone says that. "We love them like our own." Like, come on. Your messaging needs to be overflowing with specific value that speaks directly to your ideal client's deepest desires and concerns. We just did a whole activity on this using AI too, creating avatars, multiple avatars for employees and clients, both of them. Most people will tell you do one avatar and it'll be for clients, and that's it. And then we took that and then we figured out based off of the psychographics that we did and what keeps them up at night and what they really value, how was our marketing message would that be? It was phenomenal. Things like, we're the go-to solution for busy pet parents who worry about their dogs being alone all day. We tailored our walk experiences to ensure that your dog gets exactly what they need, whether it's a brisk adventure to burn the energy or a gentle stroll to accommodate joint issues. Plus, our real-time GPS tracking and detailed visit report means you never have to wonder if your dog's needs are being met. Something that I challenged my jumpers to do this month, and they started doing, and it was great, is we have so many journal entries online that you can take screenshots. No one puts them on their social media. No one shows that experience. Why? It's beyond me. Okay. These are things that people care about. Or a GPS, like, this is how we walked all the way around. Like these are things that we can show and tell very easily. It's so specific and value driven that it's tangible. It addresses a certain pain point or worry about the dog being alone, or offers a customized solution, or just shows and sells trust. Or for pet businesses that's like specialize in senior pets, right? We specialize in giving senior pets the extra TLC they need when they can't be there. Our senior pet specialists are trained in medication administration, mobility assistance, and recognizing subtle signs of the discomfort of aging pets. We've helped hundreds of senior dogs and cats maintain their comfort and dignity while their parents are away, giving you peace of mind to focus on your own needs without worry. This kind of messaging doesn't just tell you what to do, it helps with potential clients see themselves in that specific situation of your services. It makes them think, yes, this is exactly what I need. They get me. And here's the most important part: when your messaging is clear and value driven, price becomes less of an issue. People will pay more for a service that clearly addresses their specific needs and concerns rather than a generalist. I'm sure you have done that before in your life. So take a hard look at your messaging. Is it generic? Is it focused on what you do rather than the results and feelings that you create? Is it distinguishable from your competitors? If I were to copy and paste your social media or your website and put it on someone else's, would anyone know that there's a difference? Probably not. So it's time for a messaging overhaul. And I just so happen to be really good at this. Really, really, really good at this. I would love for you to email me, bella@jumpconsulting.net, or DM me wherever you can find me. Bella Vasta is everywhere. And I want you to ask me, show me some of your clients and how they're different. And I'll give you their websites that we've worked on, and you're going to see how completely different they feel because we have gone in on who they are and their brand and what they stand for in their messaging. They are not just another pet sitting company. Let me prove it to you. All right. The last thing I'm going to tell you is you got to surround yourself with the right people. You have to. If you hang around with, what is it? You hang around with dogs, you get fleas, or hang around with rats, you get, I don't know, whatever that saying is. Who you hang around with matters more than ever during uncertain economic times. It's going to literally be the difference between you being paralyzed in fear and you rocking it and killing it. Okay. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly in panic mode, who are always talking about how hard things are, how they see nothing but problems, that energy is going to drag you down and it's going to affect your decision making. I will bet you $1,000. The business that thrives during challenging times are led by people who think differently, Jumpers, they do it differently. They see opportunity where others sees problems. I'm talking about the people who were doing virtual consultations during 2020 on Zoom, and they still do it to this day. Yeah, you might not understand that. You might have a lot of mistrust or resistance to that. And I hear you and I see you, and that's okay. But they had a problem that they needed to solve in 2020, and that's how they solved it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this play out, like over and over again. And then a year later, the difference is really stark. It's the difference between people who are trying to get their business back after COVID and those who just had like a little hiccup and now they're back and better than ever. It's the difference between the people that during COVID, they got rid of their to-do list. They got all their foundations and their systems handled because now they had all the time and they came back bigger, stronger, more clear than ever. And the people that literally are using COVID still as a problem, God forbid, they still have our COVID policy at the top of their website in 2024, 4 years later. It's a mindset. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't have it and you want to have it, you need to be around people that have it because it's not going to happen when you're hanging around people that don't have it. And I say that with love as a mother. When you're in a room, even a virtual one, with people who are succeeding despite challenges, who are finding creative solutions, who refuse to accept that shifting economy means that their business has to struggle, it completely changes your perspective and your possibilities. So, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they focused with problems or are they focused with solutions? Do they see obstacles or do they see opportunity? Do they just talk about stuff or do they take action? Do they drag you down and drain you or do they lift you up and fulfill you? That is a really important question that I really want you to do some deep research on. Like, think about it. Think about the 5 closest people in your life. Answer that question. All right, let's wrap this up. The pet businesses that will not survive but thrive during these ones are the ones that have connect emotionally through their messaging, selling experiences and not results, not just services. They're going to stand out. They have a solid business foundations with professional systems and processes. The other part to that is that when you have systems and processes, if something breaks, you're able to pinpoint what part of the cogwheel broke and fix it. If you don't, it's just like a shit show. 3, stand out with clear, value-driven messaging that makes them the obvious choice, and they surround themselves with a community that fuels growth and not fear. Now, none of this is about panicking, but I think we all can agree that the world is a little different in March 2025. We've got these supercomputers with these GPU units that are doing quantum work. We've got AI on like here, and people are really taking advantage of it and really changing their businesses right now, while others are sitting there in fear. There's so much happening. We've got like the politics of the world. There's so much. There's redistribution happening. Okay. But I want you to survive through this. I want you to thrive through it. I don't want you to survive. I want you to thrive. Okay. And I'm going to be here helping you every single step of the way. But you can't do anything. You can't survive unless you take a step forward to have action. Unless you step forward and you say, Bella, this is me. I want to help. I want you to help me. Or maybe it's another coach. That's okay too. Because at the end of the day, you have to feel comfortable and you have to trust and believe in the person that you're going to not only invest in, but trust to handle your business. They need to have a track record. They need to have some skin in the game. It needs to be more than just a exchange of money and time or a lesson in time. They have to really care. And if you're listening to these podcasts, you know that I really care, but you need to take action. You need to join the mastermind with me right now. You need to go to jumpconsulting.net/mastermind and get on in there. And I challenge you to get in there for 30 days and see if your business, your mindset, your enlightenment did not get brighter. Because I guarantee you, you're going to feel more supported than you have in a long time in your business in there. The people, the community is absolutely incredible. And the things that people are doing and supporting each other. We were on a call last week. One person was struggling in a certain area. Another person said, "Hey, I'll help you with that. I'll get on a call with you." She did. Our next meeting, she was like, "Hey, thanks so much for getting on that call. It made the biggest difference for me." That's what it's about. It's about community. It's about different ideas. It's about the vision, and it's about filling ourselves up and knowing that we're meant for more. You might have gotten into this business because you liked dogs, but I'm pretty sure you also want time and financial freedom. And I'd love to help you with that. I want you to remember that when times do get hard, maybe you listen to this one again. Maybe you listen to some of the other podcast episodes. I had a couple of messages this week that someone was listening. I forget the episodes, but they're listening to a couple of past one. It was about a black swan, and it was Asha Oliver was on it. So if you actually go to my website and you just type in Asha, it'll come up, or black swan, it'll come up. And then there's another one that Leia listens to a lot. She says. And so I hope you guys use this at least for some motivation and some inspiration in your life. But just know that motivation and inspiration without action doesn't mean anything. It's dead. And so I hope I inspire you to action. And I hope that action is joining me in the mastermind. You guys, remember, when life gets you down, always keep jumping. Have a wonderful day.